What's going on, everybody? This is Plarail1 here, and I'm doing the custom review of Carlos from the Great Race. Now, I know this is faceless. Some of the comments that I think I know are going to say, "Oh, he has no face. This is Shed 17. It's a curse of the no face," or whatever. Well, this is still a work in progress, so I know that this part can easily be ripped off. I'm probably going to super glue this, and hopefully I'll put a Trackmaster Duncan's face on this. I'm not sure if it makes sense or not to put Duncan's face on this. My custom Carlos. I think it will make sense. Anyway, as you can tell, this is from a Plarail C56-160. Now, I still need to do work on this one. Like, I gotta make him like 8 wheels, 8 driving wheels. Like, I'm probably gonna use a white paint marker to color these wheels in and add those 2 in. Or I can use electrical tape to show the wheels. I could do that. I might do that after this video. But anyways, I think I did a pretty good job with the paint. Now, these are one of the characters from the Great Race and from Big World, Big Adventures. I have no idea why. I took a look at the pictures from Big World, Big Adventures on the Thomas Wiki, and I can literally see the shows downhill, and they're literally declining. You're probably going to go unsubscribe to me. It's like, oh man, you hate Thomas? I'm going to unsubscribe to you. Because Big World, Big Adventures is awesome. It is still part of the Thomas series, and you hate it so much. Well, I gotta explain it to you. I still like Thomas and Friends. It's just that the show's been declining. They've been going downhill since Big World, Big Adventures. It's been shown to the world. Now, this tender was from my custom Shane. This was the C61 tender. I think I mentioned that earlier in my Shane video. Now it's time to give Faceless, or Carlos, his run around my railway. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're at the railway, and here comes a little run from Carlos. Here we go. Alright, here's the hill climb. That's a nice job for a Mexican locomotive. Very nice. So, YouTubers, there it is. The custom review of Carlos from Mexico. Now, I know a little bit of info. One thing I remember this from a video from the Great Race was that Carlos used to be in the strength competition of one of the early days of the Great Railway Show, and he won. And he competed in the Great Railway Show again, but in the decorating competition, but he lost. He lost because Rajiv was the best decorating engine. And Carlos wasn't even decorated at all. He's just in his original livery and stuff. Look at that. Now, Carlos is a Mexican locomotive. That's why I know of. I mean, he's in Mexico. I think I remember a scene in Big World, Big Adventures. You know, the shaking this, all that. Just to make Thomas fans angry. One thing I remember from the scene was that Thomas saw Carlos, and Carlos was making a I'm not sure he's talking to Thomas about a trivia or something. That like big thing around Carlos's face, and he went like this or something in front of Thomas, and Thomas laughed, and he went with Neon Ace for the important job that goes all the way to California. That's all I remember, and I'm not sure I can talk about Carlos that much. As I said, I mentioned earlier in the video, I'll have to the outline of the wheels. Maybe we should paint them gray this time instead of white, because white shows brighter than gray. Maybe we should paint the wheels, the outline of the wheels, gray. I think that would be better than white. I did many engines trying to make them the right wheel configuration. Carlos is an 8-wheeled engine and not a 6-wheel engine. Yeah, I think Carlos will appear in more episodes in the Big World Big Adventures era, or I would call since Big World Big Adventures the modern era of Thomas the Tank Engine. I'll call it the modern era. So I'm not sure. Carlos might appear on the modern era of Thomas and Friends in the future. Possibly. I mean, it's a possibility that he will appear in more episodes in the modern era of Thomas. I was going to upload a video about things that is wrong with modern Thomas and Friends. I might do it this time because I think they've gone too far off the deep end. One of the most recent episodes I can think of. I think Thomas, Raul, and another engine, I forgot what her name is, so they were playing soccer, and I was completely disappointed of how the show is literally just declining. I'm like, I mean, it's fun for kids, but not for Thomas fans like me at all. And that leaves me saying, like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. It's because of the show's decline. I know some guys are probably going to argue with me and say, oh, come on. You should ignore the bouncy techniques. I mean, it's still fun. It's still Thomas and Friends. But face it, I'm going to hate it. I'm still doing this as I know it. And the Thomas the Ace Big World Big Adventure set from Plarail will be coming soon. I think in the next couple of weeks, or the next month, I'm talking about in a couple of weeks, early June, mid-June, or mid-July, that will arrive at my house. A bunch to talk about, Carlos. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. This is Plarail Guy 1 here saying thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.